Nice to meet you all. For those of you who I haven't met yet, I am Alannah, one of the customer success specialists here in Boxley. Some of you may be my clients, some of you may have met me through some meta troubleshooting bits and pieces, but I'm here to help get us all started on the powering up and making our Boxley even more optimal for our setup. So this is the first webinar of a 5-part series that we're going to be doing. And our webinar today is going to be about connecting channels. So I'm going to be going through connecting every single one of your channels in Boxley. Some of you may already have some of these channels connected. Some of you may not know certain channels are now available. Some of the channels may only be available on Pro, but we'll go through that as and when we get into the channels. If you do have any questions, I've got the lovely Dhruv in the chat here to help everyone with their questions, and we will have some time at the end for any questions you might have that would be beneficial for everyone to hear. Please do stay on this series. You've registered for the first series, so you're going to be registered for all 5 episodes. In every episode, we're going to be talking about different ways to power up different parts of your Boxley. So today's, we're going to cover our channel connections, every single channel that you can do in Boxley. Like I said, some may have already been done, but we will focus on getting everything connected and optimized for you. Now, I am just going to share my screen with you and we're going to get started. If anyone does have any questions, please note I can't see the screen, but that's why we've got Dhruv here to help us on. So I hope you can all see my screen. I can't see anyone, so Dhruv will pop me a message if there is anything. But when we come into Boxley, we're going to click on our channels tab down the left, and this will bring us into all of the channels that you can connect, whether it's to bring your leads in or to integrate your PMS. In general, when you first start with Boxley, you won't have any channels here, but because WhatsApp is WhatsApp, I have just pre-recorded that and I'll play that for you shortly. So the first channel that we generally start with connecting is going to be your Facebook pages. We'll click on Connect and connect my Facebook page. And the first page we're brought to, if we're not already logged into Facebook, is a login page. If you're already logged into Facebook, it will pull through that information for you. And you may see one of 2 screens. So you might see Continue as Alannah, and you can click on Continue. But if you've previously connected Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp for another client, maybe you're marketing, maybe you run an organization with multiple practices underneath it, you may see a little button here that says Edit Settings. If you do see Edit Settings, it's very important that you click on Edit Settings because this will allow you to connect EB Dental to your EB Dental suborg and Boxley Dental to your Boxley Dental suborg. If there are any confusions about this, your customer success specialist or your implementation specialist is here to help. That's what we're here for. But if we do have the edit settings, please be careful not to deselect any Facebook pages or Instagram pages from the next dropdown that I'll show you, because that will disconnect your Instagram and Facebook from the other account. So we're going to proceed with a single account, as this is a single site on Boxley. And we can click Continue, which will bring us to choose what we want to add to Boxley. Now, over here, we always generally recommend clicking Opt into Current Only, because you may have some personal businesses linked to your Facebook. You may have additional practices that you're not quite bringing over to Boxley yet. So you can select the specific page that you'd like to connect into your Boxley and click on Continue. The same with your businesses. You'll select your business portfolio on Meta and select Continue. And all we have to do here is save, and got it. Now, really important for any of the channels that we're connecting, when we see this loading option, we do not refresh, we do not close the tab, we don't go into any other one because it might disrupt the connection. In your settings tab, you can toggle on and off the channel and change the lead source. By default, it will be Facebook Messenger, which is an unpaid source, because these are just Facebook DMs. These wouldn't necessarily be for your ads. And in your automations, you'll see that we have set up an auto reply message for you, which you can edit by clicking the edit button and changing it. Or if you're happy with it, you can simply click on save and toggle it on. We'll then go back into all channels and we'll click on Instagram accounts to connect our Instagram. Now, it's really important here that your Facebook is linked to your Instagram page. So Dhruv is going to drop a little document into the chat for you on how to link your Facebook and Instagram if it's not linked. And I'll show you the place that you'll notice that it's not linked as we go through this. Again, if you have any questions on this, or you're not sure, or something's not quite going right with your linking of your Instagram to your Facebook page, just let us know. Pop support a message on your screen as well. So we'll click on continue. You'll see your Facebook page is already connected. You can click continue. Your business portfolio is already connected. And when we are connecting Instagram, you'll select your Instagram. And as you can see, my Instagram isn't linked here. For this reason, it's because I have my Instagram linked to another Facebook page, but you would see your Instagram in the little drop down here. You'll click continue and save and got it again. It will be exactly the same as Facebook, so you will be able to see your automation. The automation for Instagram and Facebook DMs is exactly the same, and you'll have the same settings to toggle the channel on and off and to change the lead source, which will be defaulted to Instagram Messenger. Again, if you have any questions about that, please let us know directly. The next thing that you would connect is your Facebook lead ads, and your Facebook lead ads would be exactly the same as your Facebook and Instagram. Again, I don't have an ad account because it's my personal Facebook, but it's exactly the same follow through. You just click continue, continue, save and got it, which will connect your Facebook lead ads. If your lead ads are not coming through to Boxly, Dhruv is going to pop a little article for you on what we can do to test it and to get it working again. And one thing I just forgot about the Instagram is if you have connected your Instagram successfully and there is no Instagram messages or DMs coming through to Boxly, you can follow the guide that Dhruv is going to drop into the little handouts tab in the webinar. Now, what we're going to do for our WhatsApp is I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I am going to share a little video and talk through the video for you. Because WhatsApp is a little bit tricky and sometimes Meta doesn't always behave the way we'd like it to behave. We've pre-recorded this video, I did it last night, but the connection will be the same regardless when you do it. So we're going to click on Connect WhatsApp and click on Embedded Setup. Again, it will go through your Facebook, so we want to make sure you're the admin user. And over here, you're going to make sure your business portfolio is selected and your WhatsApp business account. You shouldn't already have one because your WhatsApp business that we're connecting to Boxly is going to be a new WhatsApp account. So we'll always, in general, say create WhatsApp business account here. Once we click through to next, the name is what we see on the Meta side of things, and our category for dental and cosmetic will generally be medical and health. It's really, really important here that you have your website and you change the country or the time zone because you cannot change it once it's been set in this area. This does take a couple of seconds to load a few bits. This next screen is probably your most important screen. So over here, you're able to see user display name only and add a new number. User display name only is very tempting, especially if you maybe don't have a specific number you want to use. But it's really, really important for this point that we don't use a display name because it will give you a +1, which is an American phone number. And it also won't let you get to the higher messaging limit on Boxly, on WhatsApp. So we're going to say add a new number and we can add in our phone number here. Now, while all of this loads up, just to talk through a couple of the options that we have, you can connect WhatsApp to a landline number, so your practice number. You can connect WhatsApp to a mobile number. It's all going to sit within Boxly, or you can connect it to your Dentally SMS number. Now, it's really, really important if we're connecting it to a landline that we note the IVR or any voice prompts, hello, welcome to Boxly Dental, is switched off, because if you do not switch that off, Meta fails to send the code and you'll be stuck in a little bit of an endless cycle with Meta. If you're using a mobile device, we need to make sure that WhatsApp for this mobile number is not connected on any other device. So if you're migrating from an existing WhatsApp to put that onto Boxly, please make sure you have deleted the account, not the app, but the account from your WhatsApp app. Unfortunately, we cannot import the previous chats. So that is why a lot of practices nowadays are opting to use their Dentally or their K-Stack SMS number. VoiceStack on hold can potentially provide you with additional numbers to use for WhatsApp. But please, if you have any doubts, chat to your customer success specialist, and Dhruv is going to pop a little handout in for you if you'd like to compare the pros and cons of using your landline versus your mobile. And again, if you have any questions, that's what we're here for. Please feel free to ask us. When we're using a landline, we also have to make sure to use the phone call option because you cannot receive a WhatsApp to a landline. Meta will now send you through the verification code. Sometimes you will get an error where it says application failed, or it will just give you 2 or 3 numbers. You can generally retry twice in a day. So if you get that error, unfortunately, it is coming from Meta, but just try again the next day. As you can see so far on my recording on the left, it's taken about 2 minutes and 2.5 minutes to get to this point. So once we have our code, we can save and confirm the connection. Now, there's going to be 2 parts here where it's connecting and verifying. It's really important that we don't close any tabs, we don't lose this little pop-up that's showing, and we don't click back in Boxly because it may cause an issue with your connection. You can click finish, which will then start the integration into Boxly, the official behind-the-scenes integration of WhatsApp. Again, here we don't want to click refresh, we don't want to click back to channels, we don't want to go back to our leads, we just wait till this is done, and we can click add payment method. Once we add the payment method, we'll be brought into Meta's business suite in the WhatsApp side of payments, and we can add our payment information here. Really important again that if you are in England, it will generally notify you that it's United Kingdom or Ireland, depending on where your Meta is set up, and you can select your location and currency. It takes me a while to scroll through to them. Once we click next, we'll be prompted to add our payment details, and Meta only allows a debit card or a Visa. It does not accept Amex for this side of Meta. Once you add your information, you can click save. Once that's all done, in Boxly, you'll be brought to this screen, which shows you your WhatsApp link that you can add to your website. It shows you your WhatsApp number that's connected, and we've got a couple of quick links down the bottom. So one of the quick links is, let's say, maybe our practice manager is connecting WhatsApp and they don't have the card details, you want to send it through to the owner. They can pop through to the quick links in WhatsApp settings, and they'll be able to click pay for WhatsApp, which will bring them right to that page. We also have WhatsApp settings, which is where we can change information on our WhatsApp profile. So if we click on the number and click on profile, you'll be able to add a profile picture. You can add more business information down the bottom here. So you can add your booking links, your online booking links, your email address, your website. Maybe if you have a landing page, you can add it in here. And because your Instagram and your Facebook and everything is connected in one place on Meta, you'll be able to link your Instagram and Facebook page to your WhatsApp. So if someone clicks on your WhatsApp profile, they can see more information and have a quick link into your Instagram and Facebook to look at things like your before and after pictures. In templates, we will go through this in one of our future calls, but your templates, Boxly has drafted them in for you, and we will also be guiding you on how to edit, amend, and approve those. As it's Meta, we do not approve them on your behalf, so please make sure that with your customer success specialist, if you have any questions on approving WhatsApp templates, just to let us know. Your account health is a very important feature that we have in Boxly, and your account health will show you any issues that we have in your WhatsApp. These come directly from Meta. So while Boxly can guide you, sometimes we don't have the definitive answer, but it's always worth reaching out and asking us. So in your account health, we can see, for example, my WhatsApp that I've connected is blocked to send messages. This is because I haven't added a payment method, and we can see the issues at the bottom. So there's an error with the payment method and the business has not passed verification. This can all be done on Meta. You can see there's notes that the display name hasn't been approved. This is because my business or my personal Facebook is not approved yet on Meta. This you can refresh as often as you'd like, but it does refresh every so often for you. And in your suppression list, you will see anyone who's opted out of messaging you on WhatsApp. I hope this helps for people with WhatsApp connections. I know it is always a bit more of a challenging channel to connect. So like I said, we're always here to help, but it might help sometimes to be able to see someone do it live. It takes approximately 5 to 10 minutes to do the connection. So long as we have everything approved, we have our voice prompt switched off, and we have the number ready and available to connect. The next channel that you can connect in Boxly is SMS. So you have the option to connect SMS, and it's as simple as clicking connect. Boxly will provide you with a number, and you can select your bundle over here. There is a price per SMS. Obviously, the bigger the bundle, the lower the price. You can click buy now, and it is on auto top up. So anytime, let's say the 10,000 messages run out, it will top up automatically, and it will only charge your card when it tops up. It charges the card on the account. So please let us know if you have any questions for that. For our US and Australian clients, please let us know if you'd like to connect SMS. It needs to go through a bit of a different verification process, but for the UK, you can click on buy now and it will assign you the number. We have the option to connect a website chatbot. So most of you will know we have AI front desk, which a lot of our clients have, and we also have inquiry bot. AI front desk and inquiry bot is connected for you by our bot team. But if you wanted a basic chatbot, you can click on connect, and you have 3 opening message options, and you have 3 opening starter options. You can select one of your bot avatars here, and you can change the color and add your privacy policy. This is just a very basic bot. You can't add any more opening starter options. So 9 times out of 10, our customers are opting to use our AI front desk or our website or our inquiry bot. The next channel that can be connected is email. So email forwarding is a bit tricky, and I'm going to go through the email forwarding for Gmail and Outlook. It is worth noting that when we do email forwarding, every single email that you get to your info@email address or your reception@email address will come through to Boxly. If you want to discuss the pros and cons of this, just let us know, let your customer success specialist know, because not everyone really likes to have their emails connected into Boxly. So when we're connecting our email forwarding, we're going to click on add email address, and we type in the email address we want to send to Boxly. Once we add that email address, we'll get a forwarding email, which we can copy. And if we're doing this in Gmail, we can go into our Gmail, click on settings, and see all settings, and we can go to forwarding. Over here, we can click add a forwarding address and enter our really long Boxly forwarding address and click next. You may need to do additional verifications just to make sure that it is actually you setting up this forwarding. And we can click on proceed. And with Gmail, it's really, really important that once we've done it, it doesn't automatically trigger. So we need to click forward a copy of incoming mail to this email address. And we can keep a copy in the inbox, or we can mark it as read, archive, or delete it from our Gmail so that it's only visible in Boxly and it's not done elsewhere. Once we're happy with that, we can click on save changes, and you'll get a little note for 7 days at the top of your Gmail that emails are forwarding to Boxly. If we're doing Outlook, that is slightly different. Sorry, just to note over here, when you receive your first email, so when someone sends me an email to alannah@boxly.ai, this will update and it will say verified, and the same happens with Outlook. So we're going to put in our Outlook email address. Let's try and remember my Outlook email address. Sorry, I should have had this written out somewhere. We can add the forwarding address, copy the forwarding email. And where it gets a bit different in Outlook is we can click on settings and we'll go into rules on our Outlook settings and we can create a rule. So this rule is going to be forward to Boxley. We'll add a condition. So if you want to say all emails received to info@practicename.com, you can do the to, or you can scroll right to the bottom and say apply to all messages. And we can add an action to redirect. So we'll redirect it to the forwarding address here. Now I need to do sign-ins and everything, but at the bottom, you will see save if you haven't signed in. And again, when the first email comes through and hits your Boxley account, it will show as verified in this area or forwarding. If you have any questions or if you want to block any emails, you can click this little block button here. So I can say block emails from notifications because I don't want those emails to come into my lead management system, so I can block the notifications from notifications@boxley.ai. If you don't want your lab work to come into Boxley, if there's any kinds of emails, your Amazon emails that you don't want to come through, you can add as many blocked emails as you'd like. Next channel, which your customer success will help you with on your first call, is your web form forwarding. So in general, your web form forwarding will already be connected for you, and we will help with the email that sends out to your marketing team. But we have the option to add as many web form addresses as you'd like. So if you have your website forms or your contact us forms, and let's say your referral forms, your CS person would have already sent this off to your marketing person after your first call. But if you, for example, down the line start an implants landing page, we can simply click on plus web form address. We can name it implant landing page, and we can say leads and add that in. That will give you a long forwarding address, which you can send over to your marketing team so they can forward any leads that are submitted on that web form into Boxley. It's really, really important here, and we do send this over to your marketing team, but it's really important that we receive your submission URL when we have a web form coming through, whether it's just a normal contact us form, it's a referral form, it's an implant landing page, because for starters, if there's any issues or something doesn't look quite right, it's easier for us to find and resubmit leads to do some testing. But also, the most important reason is that we can accurately and automatically attribute the source to the lead. So sometimes your leads might go onto your contact us, but they may come through a paid ad. You're paying for this ad, you want to track how many submissions you've had from it. So please make sure that if you're forwarding the email onto your marketing team, that you're forwarding the full email so they know that they need to send us the submission URL. Our support team is here to help for people who are not sure how to send that, who are not sure if they're receiving it, reach out to us so that we can double check and confirm that we're accurately giving you source reporting. In our channels, you'll also see VoiceStack. So if you have if you use VoiceStack and it's not part of your ClearStack, just reach out to us or reach out directly to VoiceStack as they do the integration for you. But if you have any other calling system, so you might have On Hold, Newacom, you might have something with your marketing team, just let us know or let your marketing team know, because we can bring your calls into Boxley using the API channel. So the API channel is fully developed. All that needs to happen is you need to send over the documentation to your phone provider. When you send over the documentation, they will need an API key to get the leads into Boxley. So what we'll do over here, we'll select a channel type of phones, for example, and you can add your channel name. So I'm going to call this BP calls. It's also important to note we can integrate with follow-up using the channel type of standard here, and we can click on connect. Once we click connect, we've started the integration, but you'll need to give an API key to your phone provider or to follow-up. All you have to do here is click on create an API key. We'll call this calls, which gives you an API key that you can send securely to your platform. The API key, if created this year, will expire at the end of the year. It's just important to note this over to your team and let your customer success person know the day that you have generated this key, so we can pop up a little reminder for you at the end of the year to change your API key. You can add as many phone numbers here or extensions that you'd like. So if we have an extension for Alannah, we can add in her phone number and her extension. Or if we have a specific phone number, for example, from VoiceStack set on a specific landing page, so if someone calls 777-777, we can default that lead source to Google, paid search, and add it in. That will then mean anytime a call comes through from this number and creates a lead in your Boxly, it will default to a Google paid search. All of our documentation is available within Boxly, but we do have separate articles for it if you don't want to invite your phone providers into your Boxly account. Now, have we got any questions yet so far on how far we've gone? I think Dhruv has been handling all of them. I know I'm giving you a lot of information about a lot of channels, so if there is anything, please pop it into the chat. Our next channel that you'll see available over here, if you have Calendly and AI Front Desk, you need to be on the standard or higher plan, and the AI Front Desk team may ask you to connect your Calendly. All you need to do is come in here and click on connect, click connect with Calendly, which will allow the connection. That then pulls in all of the calls you have. I don't have the permission because I'm not the admin of my Calendly, but it will pull in all of your event types here, say who the user is that event type belongs to, and you'll be able to see the lead sources and duration of the calls. If, however, you don't have Calendly, or you don't have a standard plan and you want to bring in some calls for your Calendly from your Zapier, we have an integration with Zapier which allows you to bring your Calendly leads in. So I've just started a creation of an event here, and all we need to do is we click Calendly in our setup app, we click on configure, and over here we're going to say we want to configure a lead or create a lead into Boxly if someone books a catch-up call with me, for example. We can click on continue and test, which is going to test to make sure that any leads coming, just going to check my Calendly to see if we have any leads. In the action then, we need to select a step or an app. So this app, our Boxly app on Zapier, is called Inquiry Box. So if you click on the blue inquiry box, that will start the connection. You'll choose an action event to create and update a lead. So we generally recommend using create or update lead, because if the lead already exists in Boxly, you might not want a separate lead, or some may call it a duplicated lead created. So I would generally go with create or update lead. And over here, when we select an account, so people often come into this little stumbling block when connecting Zapier. The Zapier integration starts from the Zapier side of things. So we'll click on select an account and connect a new account, and we'll have this little pop-up. It's really important over here that we make sure we've got the correct password and we respect the capitalization of our login. So if we log in with a capital A, we need to do it here. And that then connects it into my Zapier setup for me. As we go through the configuration, this is just different things that we can do to make it more seamless when the lead comes through to Boxly. So I'm going to call this call booked. We'll search the lead and we click the little slash button, and we'll search the lead by the Calendly invitee. So because I haven't completed everything on my Calendly, it's not allowing me to progress. So I'm just going to click connect back. And over here, I can tell Boxly to search for my lead when it's updating, or I can tell Zapier to search for the email address, sorry, Raj, and the phone number. And in the message and notes section, we can add in whatever we'd like. So we can add in the invitee first name, we can add in what time it's booked for, what kind of call it is, etc. Sorry, guys, I just realized I've disconnected. Dhruv, can you let me know where we were? Okay. He said screen share just stopped, so we should be all good. But if I missed anything, please let me know. Sorry, give me 1 second. We're having some technical difficulties. It doesn't want to let me reshare my screen. Give me 1 second, everyone. I'm going to have to jump out and back in again. There we go. Sorry about that. So back in here, we can add in our email address. We can add in our phone number so that Boxly uses the phone number submitted to search if the lead already exists in your Boxly. And in our message field, this is kind of where your AI is going to know what the patient is booking about. So let's say they've selected or they are booking for Invisalign. We want AI to route that lead into our Invisalign. So we'll search for the message, or maybe you have a question that says, what treatment are you interested in? You can pop that in there. And any notes will be valuable for your team to see. So the setup call link will be available in the notes section. Once we're done here, we'll see, would you like to create a new lead if nothing is found? We'll say yes. And we need to create the lead with the information here. So we will pull the invitee first name. Can't remember what it's called on Zapier. So invitee name, their last name, where they came from, which might be a submission URL. And if we want the lead to be routed automatically, we will leave this blank. But if we want all leads for this specific Zap to route into our, I'll pull it up here. We want it all to route into our Invisalign. Got the wrong account connected. So if we wanted to route into our Invisalign consult booked stage, we can select our Invisalign box and our Invisalign stage. Dhruv is going to drop a little article in for you on how to connect your Calendly. So if you do have any questions, you can message us on support. You can message your CS person directly, but we do recommend having a read through of the article first, because it will guide you step by step. The next thing then that you'll see in your channel connections is PMS integration. So your PMS integrations that we have available at the moment is CareStack, Dentally, Arona, Exact, and SFD is not quite ready yet, but we are working on it and we've received the documentation. So we are working on it and we will notify you as and when it's available. So for our CareStack connection, reach out to your customer success specialist, or if you click on connect, you get this information from CareStack. It has to be requested by you if you would like Boxly to help you with the connection. So either share this information with us, we'll give you an email that you can send directly over to CareStack, or you can pop it in over here. Your Dentally is nice and easy to connect as well. When you click connect Dentally, it will open Dentally for you. You can log in. You have to be a level 4 user. So please make sure you do that connection with a level 4 login. With regards to Arona, again, there is some information that needs to be requested or notified to Arona to ensure that the integration works seamlessly. Once you have made the request to Arona, again, let us know, because we will send you off the email that you can send to Arona. Click on connect, and this needs to be your super admin login. So you'll enter your username, password, and practice PIN. but please make sure this is the super admin of the account so we can ensure that everything is connected seamlessly. The last one that we can currently connect is Exact. So if you reach out to us, let us know that you have Exact Software of Excellence, and we will send you an email just informing you of how we need to do this. You'll need to reach out to Exact directly just to enable the integration. You can come in and pop in your practice ID, which will allow the connection to happen. As part of our training track, we will be going through the PMSs a little bit. So don't worry if you're not too sure how any of the integrations work or you have some additional questions, we will be going through this for us all together. Now, just to notify everyone, as part of our webinar series that we're doing, this webinar series is going to be every Wednesday for the next 5 or 6 weeks. We will also be doing a team training. So this training is more focused towards admins, optimizing your Boxly, powering up your Boxly usage, whereas your team training one will be on day-to-day usage of Boxly, and the lovely Imelda, who most of you will know, will be hosting that webinar. So please don't worry if your team is not available to do anything. We will be showing you how things work for refresher trainings, for additional team trainings, and it will be a live webinar that you will be able to ask your questions and answers on. Bridget, I see your question just on linking your phones. So this is to bring your phone calls into Boxly. So if you're with On Hold, Neocom, Voice Stack, this is so we can bring the transcripts or call recordings into Boxly so that your team can see maybe any missed calls. If management is reviewing any lead communication, you're able to see what communication, maybe what call recording came through with a call, but we do not call the patient for you. So it is bringing in just communication records from a phone channel. Kumar, I do see your question as well on how to use web forms on Google Organic. So if you have a web form linked to your Google Organic UTMs, for example, this will allow you to bring in any contact forms. If someone clicks on the, let's say, contact us on the Google Business Portfolio, this will allow Boxly to track that that came from Organic using your submission URL, and it's done with the web form forwarding. So we would send you a web form forwarding address. It's an email address. In your form notification settings, you'll pop in the web form forwarding address we sent you. Because we're receiving the submission URL, we'll be able to track for you where that lead came from. Susan, you can link with Medfin. The Medfin integration uses BI API, which is part of our Pro subscription. So if you would like to enable that or to find out the other benefits that you have with the Pro package, please let your customer success specialist know. We'd be happy to walk you through it. Danielle, so with the phone call, what Boxly puts into the sections, what the phone call about, that depends on your phone provider. So some phone providers can send through the full transcript, the full recording, and they can give you the outcome of the call. Some of them just mention that a call was made and what the outcome of that call was. Some of them that allow you to integrate fully with your, that send through the call recording, send through the transcript, gives you the full transcript and allows you to play the recording within Boxly. So whatever your phone company can send over to Boxly, we can display within it. And often your phone company will be able to guide you a bit better on what they would recommend sending into Boxly. I'm going to leave it open for a few minutes, everyone. So if anyone has any questions, please pop them into the chat because we've done all of our channel connections. So I just want to make sure that no questions are being missed on channel connections or getting leads into Boxly. Dhruv, is there any questions that I might have missed that you want to pop up for us? I think you might have been, looks like you've been on all of these calls with all of these questions, which is great. There we go. Yes, Stacey. So you can share the WhatsApp link with your web developer for the final connection. If you would like a WhatsApp button on your website, that's generally why you would send that link to your web developer. They can add it onto your website. You could add it into your appointment reminder emails or SMSs, or you could add it into your emails out of Boxly. Generally, I wouldn't recommend adding it to your emails out of Boxly because they'll already be receiving an automated WhatsApp. But if you want it on your website, send over that link to your web dev and they'll be able to get it up for you. No problem. Everyone, please do feel free, look into our handout section, download the guides if you have any issues with your meta or your troubleshooting. Maybe you're not too sure how to link your Instagram and Facebook. Please download the guide. We've got it all in there. We've got the pros and cons of landline versus mobile. So maybe the owner of the practice isn't too sure on which number to use. We've got those documents there. We will be sending a recording of this, and this will be viewable later. So to anyone who's joined, thank you so much for spending your lunchtime with me. Our next call, so next week's call, is going to be powering up your Boxly, settings and power moves that you can do just to get things a bit stronger for your, in preparation for our reporting webinar. Again, let us know. We've got our chat. We've got our live support chat. Our support team is amazing. So please feel free to reach out to them if you have any questions, or reach out directly to your customer success specialist.